The podcast lamp is lighted on the 04 level aft. Oh, it's doing it twice.
Did it really?
I cannot figure out how to stop it from doing it twice.
What?
The whistle. Could you hear the whistle?
I heard the ship's whistle, yes.
You hear the intro?
But it did it twice?
Yeah, I was trying to do it twice. It doesn't make sense. Hey, everybody. My name is Jonathan Lunsford, and we are Jason Becker, J Beck. As it's so weird. I know your mom calls you Jason, but we called you J Beck.
Yep.
And then so I just call you Jay still. You're in my phone as J Beck, in case you didn't know that. Anyway, so
bro.
Yeah. So today, or this is a show called the 04 Level Aft. It is. We haven't done one. It's been a few weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a month or so. A lot of stuff's going on. Ball season, Louisiana, hot. Woo. It's getting crazy, and we were just running ball track meets. We had my youngest daughter was on the junior high softball team, and then we come right out of that, right into rec ball and track. So we've been running crazy. And then I went to Seattle for a church conference, which was fantastic. Had a blast up there. So it's kind of kept me preoccupied, and we haven't gotten around to doing a show.
On your travels, you picked up that
San
Francisco hat.
I was laid over in San Francisco. I mean, I'm a Niners fan. Got to have the hat. Especially it was only $35.
Forgive my friend.
$35. Hey, your favorite person, Tom Brady, grew up a Niners fan, so I don't want to hear about it.
Okay. Guess you got that on me.
Anyway,
you've been busy.
I've been busy, and we
bought
our house. We bought our house. So now I own the studio. Well, the bank owns a studio. I don't own it. So it's no longer a rental. What's awesome is that we bought a house. We didn't have to move, and that was fantastic. I didn't have to pack up or nothing. So
it's a place where you can call your
own. That's right. And I'm excited about it.
You can have a garden.
I have a garden.
You can buy a San Francisco if you want to. There's no rules. So many possibilities.
I have taters and beans already sprouting, doing great.
Ooh, so I got some corn and beans and lettuce and tomatoes
already in the ground.
No, they're in a starter.
I'll say it's a little cold up there. Huh?
Well, see, yeah, up here is still like 22 at night. So yeah,
we had a Marco Polo G. I don't know if you noticed it the other day. Real quick, Jay got me on Marco Polo and then will not respond to my Marco Polos.
I do.
A week later,
it's not as much.
I have to text you, hey, I sent you a Marco Polo. Now I got like 3 other friends that I Marco Polo all the time. But anyway, so the other night I was on a job late at night. It was dark where I was, and I saw lightning bugs. And I'm like, man, it's like 25th of March, and we already got lightning bugs. So it's kind of cool. It's getting warm. Let's get your guest on here. I'm going to let you pronounce his name because I don't remember.
His name is PJ Zacalillo.
Zacalillo.
Yes, he is a friend of mine. My son and his son actually do martial arts together. His son instructs my son. His son is pretty much a badass when it comes to fighting. He has won numerous titles, and he has won the hearts of many women. He has many leather-bound books, and his house smells of mahogany. No, seriously, Joey, his son, is an unbelievable young man. He's a very dedicated fighter, and he's really good, PJ. You must be really proud, brother.
Yeah, man. I never in a million years when he had his first fight 2.5 years ago would I thought we would be in the position we are now with this career. It's been that's been the wildest ride I think I've ever been on. But yeah, he started at the dojo when he was 4 years old. He's a 3rd degree now, and he's fought at the world level. He's fought at the local level, the national level. He's got some hardware hanging on the wall, and it's been wild, man. It's definitely been wild.
You've been on some trips, bro.
Yeah. So Our first kind of big trip with him in his fight career was a year ago when we went to the ISKA Nationals down in Wilmington, Delaware. And he placed third, came home with a bronze medal.
There you
So
go. Atta baby.
Yep. So we can say he's ranked third in the country for his age and weight class. And then
And what now? Are you just saying fighting? Is there a certain?
So kickboxing. So K1 kickboxing. So kickboxing.
So is that American or Muay Thai?
So Muay Thai is a different discipline. So at ISKA they do K1. So K1 kickboxing is basically boxing with kicking. They can clinch, they can throw on knee, and then they have to release. But but Muay Thai and kickboxing are very similar, but with Muay Thai's got some more clinching rules. They can throw elbows. Right. So he ranked third in his age and weight division at nationals last year. We are going back down for nationals again this year in May. He's hoping to come home with gold. And then back in October, he was invited to fight for Team USA in Austria. And came away with a ranking of 6th in the world. So it's been a great ride for him. He won the junior welterweight title fight with Lace Up Promotions back in November. So he's got a belt hanging on the wall. He's got some medals hanging on the wall, and it's been a wild ride for sure.
So our biggest fan is asking what your son's name is.
So Joey Zacalillo. His fight name is the Iceman. If I can,
is that because it's cold up there?
No, Joe's cold as ice, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's what's funny is it was like his second or third fight, and we were trying to find a nickname for him, and he didn't want a nickname, and he went into the pre-fight weigh-ins and pre-fight medical, and his blood pressure was like 120 over 80. His pulse was like 65, like right on the nose. Like he was just chill and cool. And the doc was like, "Are you okay? Are you excited?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "You are cold as ice, man." He's like, "Do you have a nickname? You got to be the Iceman. You got to be the Iceman." And it just kind of stuck.
That's funny.
So that's how he got the nickname, the Iceman. And his walk up song for his title fight was "Ice Ice Baby" by Vanilla Ice. I
thought she was going to say "Foreigner," cold as ice.
It was just kind of. Yeah, it just kind of wrote itself out, and it's fun, man. It's wild. He's got fans. He's got people in the crowd wearing his shirt, and
I have one.
How old is he?
He is 16.
Oh,
yeah, 16. His first fight was October 23. And he was 14. So.
golly. And he teaches Jay's kid already, and he's 2 years in. That's crazy.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yep. Cool. And my daughter Alyssa, his younger sister, also is a 3rd degree black belt, is also an instructor. The martial arts have been just amazing for the kids. It really has. Our kids have never been. They've never been problem kids. They've never needed the discipline, but it has truly shaped them into being good people.
Right.
My responsibility as a dad has always been to make sure my kids are better people than I am. And that they definitely are. My kids are definitely better people than I will ever be. And to see them come through the martial arts and have that discipline and have that kind of focus and goal setting in mind, it's been amazing. And I can't recommend it enough for parents. It's been such a wild ride, and with Joey being on the fight scene, I couldn't have imagined that we'd ever be where we are now.
Right.
It's amazing, man. What a great ride. Yeah. Ride it as long as you can, bro. That's just he's a good kid too, down to earth, just a really good kid. You know, I really want to talk to you about the Austria in a little while, but first I'd like for you to explain who you are and what do you do.
So I'm a pharmacist. I am
let's talk about drugs.
Drug dealers.
Yeah, I am one of America's legal drug dealers. I'm the assistant director of pharmacy at Auburn Community Hospital in Auburn, New York. I've been there for 2 years. I've been the assistant director for about 6-8 months. I spent I spent my entire career prior to that in retail pharmacy. Started my career in Phoenix, Arizona. I grew up in North Syracuse, graduated from CNS, went to Albany College of Pharmacy. Once I graduated, I moved out to Arizona. I had a couple of fraternity brothers that were out there and spent some time in Arizona, and worked in Oklahoma City, worked in the Carolinas. Then I was in Dallas, Texas. I lived in Dallas for about 4 years before I moved back to Syracuse in 2004. But yeah, spent my entire career in retail pharmacy. When COVID hit, retail got to be a little goofy as healthcare as far as pharmacy, and all of healthcare got goofy during COVID. And it was, a couple years ago, the job at Auburn just kind of fell into my lap. A guy I went to pharmacy school with is the director. He's my boss, and it just kind of fell into my lap. And I made the move to hospital pharmacy, and I was there for about 1.5 years, and they offered me the assistant director position, and that's kind of what I do now. So yeah, kind of.
So does I know that the pharmacy school, you have to go through medical school, or at least a portion of it, right? So are you a PhD? Are you a doctor, or?
So I'm not a doctor. So when I graduated pharmacy school in '96, the entry level degree was a bachelor's of pharmacy science. So now the entry level degree is a doctorate in pharmacy science. So I had the option of going for my doctorate. At that time, I felt like retail was going to be my career. And it wasn't necessary for me to get my doctorate.
Right.
But
why spend the money?
It would have been. I think it would have been another 2 years at that point. But we do gross anatomy. It's a lot of chemistry, organic chemistry. A lot of anatomy and physiology, and how the drugs work with various organ systems in the body and that kind of thing. So, people say that pharmacists know more than the doctors do.
I think they do.
Well, again, yeah. I will say again, yeah.
I promise you, there's no doctors watching. You can say what you want to.
So speak the truth, brother.
Yeah, no, we can't diagnose, we can't treat, but I can definitely recommend drug therapy based on, health conditions and that kind of thing. And we do have, and the nice thing that's been, that I've enjoyed working in the hospital is we do have direct impact on patient care. I can reach out to the provider up on the floor and say, hey, we think we need this antibiotic, or we need to discontinue this med, and that kind of thing. So that part has been a little bit more rewarding versus working, at Walgreens or Kinney's or CVS or something like that. But yeah, so that's my thing, man. That's my job. I sell drugs and push drugs. do it legally.
Yeah. We become best friends.
Right?
Yeah, right. Hey, if you're on, comment. Let us know what's going on. How you doing? Who's on? I see we got 5 people watching, but I don't know what's going on. Just throw it out there. Just so you know, most important thing of the day: the Braves have already lost the first game of the season.
Oh, guess who won today? The Yankees. There you go.
Who they play? Nobody.
It doesn't matter who they played. They won.
The Brewers. Oh,
Hey, Milwaukee's got a good team.
yeah.
That stadium is absolutely gorgeous, by the way.
Well, they're playing at home too. I can't get the scores to come up right. I don't know what's going on with my app. Anyway.
So, PJ, baseball team. Who's your favorite baseball team?
Well, it's the Yankees.
And
It's definitely the Yankees. Grew up a Yankees fan. You know what's weird is we were talking about football earlier before we got on. I have lost so much interest in football and baseball. It seems like since COVID hit, it's weird.
Right.
It's weird. I lost interest in a lot of things. So it's like I couldn't tell you who the Cowboys traded for. I couldn't tell you who they picked in the draft. I couldn't tell you who
they had the draft. Yeah. I don't watch the draft. I'm not that big of a fan.
Yeah,
I like it. But you know what? You know what it is though. I think there's a part of it that I realize that I am older than all of them, and there's like this. Yeah. I have lost my dream of ever getting to do it, right? Because I am like, there's always, when I'm 35, there's this chance that
was there though? Was there?
No,
was there
no,
really
no,
a chance?
No, there was not. But it was still in my head. You know?
Yourself, my friend.
And now that's gone, now there's no chance. It's easier to stop watching.
Well, I got to say one thing. I'm a county plumber. For those of you who do not know, there is a stadium in Syracuse, New York, that's owned by the county. So we have to open up the baseball stadium. And I was walking through the dugout today, and this is, correlates to what Jonathan was saying. And I was walking down the dugout, and I walked up the stairs onto the field, and I was like, I could do this.
You could walk up and down the steps, but could you hit a fastball? Could you really?
Nah.
Jay, you're 47. You're overweight. You just you lost everything.
Yeah,
you lost.
I think there's the element of that. Like, so did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
I did not.
But are you aware of it? So there was like a show. There was 4 boys, which is weird. Malcolm was number 3 of 4, so it's not in the middle, but maybe it was middle something else. But anyway, Frankie Muniz was his name, and he, he was the focal point of the show. He was Malcolm, and he started the truck race the other day in Homestead. He's 39. This is his second full season in like the truck race, and he's doing some Xfinity race, which is kind of like the minor leagues of NASCAR for all you uneducated NASCAR people, or lack of NASCAR people. Anyway, and he goes, man, I'm just having a good time. I'm way too old to start this, but I just want to go out there and have fun. And he's lucky, he's fortunate. Maybe his fame helped him and the amount of money he had to get into it. But to be 39 and getting to live out a dream of driving a race car, it's got to be pretty cool. Like, you got to have money for that one, though.
Yeah.
I want to try my bike for real. There's no way.
Yeah, car racing is definitely expensive, and this is coming from someone who raced motorcycles for a while. Yeah. So if you talk about trying to compete at a high level in your 40s or almost 50, I've raced.
It really makes you appreciate what Nolan Ryan did. Pitching until he was 47, 46.
Yeah,
like it really like I'm 46 now, and my shoulder hurts from thinking about throwing a baseball. And like it's just crazy. So motorcycle racing, what kind? Dirt or asphalt?
So road racing, so asphalt. Okay. If you ever watched like MotoGP or Moto America World Superbike, where they're going through the twisties and they got the knee on the deck and the elbow on the ground and that kind of thing. Yeah, so
that's insane.
So like semi-pro or pro or what? Yeah, so touching the deck.
No, knee on the deck, man. Knee on the deck.
Knee is on the asphalt.
If it's not, they'll fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but the pad's like 6 inches thick though, so they don't wear like it's super thick. So the heat.
Yeah. So your knee pucks are it's probably about 4 inches of like real hard plastic, and the point of that is, putting your knee on the ground is you kind of help to balance the motorcycle. You kind of help to take, the traction, kind of push the bike back up onto the sweet spot of the tire and that kind of thing. But yeah, I did that, I just did club racing. I competed in, a couple national events. My best finish was 4th in a national event. So yeah, it was.
So you didn't go do the Isle of Man run?
Oh, dude, no.
Have you ever seen that, Jay?
No.
Jay, have you ever seen?
Can you pull it up?
I don't know.
Come on, you multi-monitor person.
I'm trying to do to it. Anyway, the Isle of Man is an island. It's an island between Ireland and England, and it's its own like sovereign country, right? I don't think it's.
Yeah,
you'll recognize the flag when you see it.
Yeah, and it's a mountain course. It's either
30
miles
miles,
or 36 miles. It's a 36-mile course around the island, and they've been racing it for decades and decades and decades, and it is the most insane thing I have ever seen in my life. I would never ever want to race that course. I would love to ride a lap around it.
37.33 miles.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
so fast. And there's the roads are super narrow, and like you have no idea what's around the corner. You just trust there's nobody there. And you're going so fast that if somebody's crashed, that you're going to hit them. You can't stop,
Yeah.
So every corner
you're inches away from cobblestone walls that have been there for hundreds of years.
Yes.
And every year at the Isle of Man, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to think about, but every year at the Isle of Man, somebody's going to lose their life in that race every year. And I can't think of the last time that somebody hasn't lost their life at the Isle of Man. And I actually know a guy. American. Yeah. There's an American. The last American. I think that racer. His name is Brandon Cretu. He's out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But I've met and ridden with Brandon on the track here in the States a couple of times. But yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I would love to go watch it. Not a chance.
Sure. No. Dude, I can't even stand up on a bicycle. I'm definitely not going to be.
I tried to hop on a Huffy the other day. I almost busted my. What's the max speed of those things, man?
So
and what is your max speed? I need to know both.
Yeah.
I think the fastest I've ever been on a bike on a GPS verified is 183.
183. Yeah. You'll recognize this, Jay. That's the flag.
3 legs?
That's the flag of the country. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm sure you've seen that before.
Kind of creepy.
It is very creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, it has nothing to do with Total Recall.
Want to say hello to Jamie?
Jamie
from YouTube. She just want to let us.
Oh no,
Jamie.
It ain't coming up. Why's it not? Oh, it's on YouTube. I gotta
YouTube. What are we on? PJ asked me earlier. We're on
everything. We are on YouTube.
Are we on the Insta?
No,
are we on Instagram? No?
I don't have an Instagram. I have too much other stuff to do. We're on YouTube and Facebook and Rumble right now. Nothing ever kicks on Rumble, so
Spotify too, right? Yeah.
No, well, Spotify's not live.
Well, our podcast is.
Yeah. Well, if we ever do one, we got to do it.
We're
ain't nothing to it, but to do it.
Okay, so
Jamie's not on here though. She didn't comment, did she?
No, she's just watching from YouTube. Yeah. So
hey, Jamie, comment on YouTube and see if it comes up. I'm really curious.
Yes,
please.
Jamie, can you do that, please?
Will you help us test it? Man, this is already going really fast. So you race motorcycles.
Holy crap!
You let's see.
Have an ass kicker for a son.
Yeah,
and we know that you deal with drugs.
You're the first guest we've had that is not a veteran, and that's okay. We are all over the place, so we got to do that. Like I was telling Jay earlier, in a Marco Polo that I'm not sure if you watched.
I did.
We don't want to like lock ourselves into one thing. So we want to early on we want to do things that are strange. That way, we have precedent for all that. So you were not a veteran, but you moved around a lot, and what caused you to move around so much? Just working, trying to find more money? Is you chasing the dollar, or?
So, when I graduated, so I born and raised in Syracuse. When I graduated pharmacy school, it was a time in the profession where I could pretty much throw a dart at a map.
True.
And, kind of go where I wanted to go and, make a good living. I had a couple of fraternity brothers that had graduated a couple years before me that were in Phoenix, Arizona. I saw them the summer I graduated school and they're like, hey, you should come out. So that kind of brought me out to Arizona. And Arizona was great. Phoenix was awesome. Had a great time in Phoenix. At the time I was dating a girl who went to OU. And it got pretty serious. Yeah. So, at that time, and we were going to pursue a, relationship and that kind of thing. So I moved to Oklahoma City, survived my first F5 tornado in Oklahoma City in May of '99.
Did you see it?
Yeah. Actually,
is that where you became bald?
Yeah.
It just blew everything away.
That's what
what's your excuse, Jay?
Yeah, it's funny, and I'll digress to the story for a minute, but they talk about tornadoes and hearing the freight train and that kind of thing. It was terrible. It was like I didn't know enough about tornadoes to be scared. And I was working that day. I was in Midwest City, Oklahoma. We were like a mile and a half north of Tinker Air Force Base out in Midwest City. And we knew there were storms and the storms were bad. And we were listening to it on the radio. Anyway, long story short, me and the store manager go to the front of the store to make sure everybody's out of the store and everybody's kind of where they, everybody's hunkered down and bunkered in and that kind of thing. And we kind of look off into the distance and you see this great big, when I say funnel cloud, I'm, this is with my hands, but this is like from like 2 miles away. And at that point, the base of that funnel cloud was like a mile wide.
That's crazy.
There was no sound. There was no sound. There was no wind. My ears started popping and the store manager is like, yeah, we need to go inside now.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. It was amazing, the devastation afterwards. Neighborhoods just completely flat, like houses, like 30, 40, 50 house developments just completely flattened out.
But what's crazy is like it'll go down a street, it'll destroy 500 houses.
Yep.
And on the other side of the street, it's perfectly fine.
Yep.
It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, won't touch a thing. Yeah, it was the goofiest thing I've ever seen, scariest thing I've ever seen in the way of a natural disaster. And then a month later, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, because they don't have F5 tornadoes in Charlotte.
Hey, so I Googled it. This is a good thing I didn't have Google on the smoke deck, right?
Oh, great.
There was where is Lowville, Lowville, Lewis County, New York.
Oh, Lowville. Yeah, that's about an hour. That's about an hour from Syracuse.
In 2023, at a EF3.
Yeah, that ain't nice.
That's the largest tornado to ever hit New York State.
Yeah,
that tornado tore through us.
That'll relocate a trailer. But it won't. I don't know. That'll relocate an entire neighborhood, but
F3, yeah. 3.
We think it's up here when a tornado blows off, because there's been a couple tornadoes that have touched down around us. I mean,
we get them all the time.
Cigarville, not too far away from me. One touchdown, I guess people lost some roof shingles. That's about it. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, a tornado touchdown!" Your house wasn't flattened, bro, so it wasn't really a tornado. It was just high winds.
It's still a tornado, though. It's just not. It just because it doesn't. See, here's the thing, though. It is something that we run into when they started naming storms, right? And so they started naming hurricanes, and a long time ago, hurricanes was the first ones to get named, and then they started at some point in the early 2000s. They started naming winter storms, and the reason they named them is for insurance purposes. And so, if they don't name it, then your insurance don't have to pay for it. It's one of them like insanely crazy deals, or they don't have to pay as much. If a tornado doesn't touch the ground, then they'll say, well, it never touched the ground, so insurance won't pay as much for all your roof being destroyed or whatever. But if it touches the ground on your property, it's a different scenario. Just like a hurricane this is the stupidest thing. A hurricane can be 800 miles in a circle, 800 miles. And it is not considered having made landfall until half of the eye has hit land. You're telling me that in this house I live in, I wrote out Hurricane Laura. It was a 4, almost 5 hurricane. And it was just like crazy. And I was feeling the winds. We were getting 140 mile an hour winds up here, and it hadn't even made landfall yet. So if it would have just disappeared, they would say, oh, well, hurricane never made land. Insurance don't have to pay as much. But it's still a tornado, even if it doesn't touch the ground, because we have, down here we have spin ups, thunderstorms, or most of the time tornadoes come out of like thunderstorms and whatnot. But we have, I've started like noticing and watching the weather patterns and stuff. We have like, EF 0.5s, and they don't count them because the wind didn't get up to a certain number. But you can just look and watch the devastation of power lines and trees. Just like, that's exactly what it was. It just didn't touch the ground. It was small. It was just crazy. And I'm just saying, don't take away the idea that a tornado just destroyed somebody's house.
It's the government.
Because it didn't touch the ground, it doesn't count. But it is insane watching one. I only saw a 3. But I don't want to see another one. But I saw a F or a Category 5 hurricane. Watched it, felt it, rode through it. So that was fun.
Yeah, I'd rather
I'd
rather deal with a hurricane than deal with a tornado, because at least with a hurricane you got time to get out the way.
True. Well, not so much anymore. It's even better now because they know a day or two. Man, my Apple app, which is crazy, the weather app, will tell me 3 or 4 days in advance that at noon we're going to start having trouble with storms. And as somebody who works on power lines, it's like, oh great, around noon on Friday we're going to have to deal with storms, which tomorrow is at 6 in the morning. Actually, it's noon tomorrow. So it's amazing how much faster it works.
I got a stupid 04 level F question.
Okay, here we go.
This is the kind of questions that we asked each other on the 04 level F, PJ. If you had to live through a natural disaster, if you had to choose one, you had to live through one. You have to choose one.
Well, what about the aftermath?
What do you think?
It's the aftermath. I don't like it. Earthquake.
No, not an earthquake. Because earthquakes happen too.
I've lived through most of them.
Earthquakes happen too quickly. Tornadoes happen too quickly. I would almost say, probably a volcano, because I think you've got enough time to get the hell out of the way.
It's not living through it though.
You think you can outrun the lava flow though?
The flow, not.
I can outdrive it.
Because when it goes Pompeii,
unless you're right next to the boom, I gotta believe I gotta believe that if the tornado if the volcano goes off, you gotta have enough time, and not to belittle what happened in Maui, but you gotta have enough time to get out the way. You're gonna lose your stuff. But with self-preservation, it's either got to be volcano or hurricane.
Does blizzard count?
No. Well, I don't know.
For you, it's not that big of a deal.
An avalanche can count, but a blizzard, you kind of, it's just a weather pattern.
That's a lot of snow.
Yeah, you got enough.
We've had blizzards up here
out of the way of 3 feet of snow, because it's not going to happen in.
Right.
15
So
minutes.
if the hurricane, okay, so I'll take a category 1 hurricane. That's the easiest one because generally we don't even leave. Nobody leaves Louisiana unless they're like super scared. Super scared. Like, but anyway, or their house is not safe. But nobody, if you live in a brick and mortar house, nobody leaves until this 4. When they say it's a Cat 4 coming, okay, we got to start packing up and get out of here. But I mean, in category 3 is 130 mile an hour winds. So.
Well, Stephanie says it's a
I'll
hurricane.
I'll take a hurricane.
You do a hurricane.
I've ridden through hurricanes. Hurricanes ain't that big of a deal.
I might be crazy, but I'd do a tsunami.
Did you know
Do you have a
did you
warning
know-
for tsunami though?
Yeah, they actually they have. This is a pretty cool buoy system they have, and so the town that we went to in Thailand, Phuket, in Patong Beach, which my memories are a little fuzzy. Anyway, it got wiped out like 2005. Tsunami tore it up, but I hear they're backing that in.
Okay, so we have a listener that wants us to answer a question.
Okay, what's the question?
We have a listener that wants us to answer a question. Okay. Since we're on the topic of natural disasters, I just got a text. If you had to evacuate during natural disaster, which we're all talking about, we would want to do. I don't think we would want to die. You only can take 3 things. Material things. Not like I'll take my kids, material things.
Does a car count? Because
it's a material thing.
So I got
what 3 things would you take? This is a great 04 level F question. Thank you.
Well, for starters, you have to take a vehicle. So I'll take the Suburban and I can put more stuff in that. I got a bunch of kids. I got a bunch of kids though. I got 5 kids. That's going to take
material things, not like a living thing, not like a dog.
So can all 5 of my kids plus me and my wife take 3 things?
No, you.
Just me.
Overanalyzing this.
You don't get 16 to 18 things. You get 3 things.
So I get to take 3 things, but my kids are just like they don't get to take the Xbox or nothing. Okay, I see how it is. Okay.
I'd love it if the Xbox got lost in the natural disaster because those things are freaking the devil. Original Nintendo, on the other hand.
Yeah, right. Let's see. What would I need? I don't know. Like, if I can't take it with me, so there's so many holes in this scenario.
No, but there's so many.
You have to take all your papers. You have to take all your we don't even have a safe yet, but we need to get one that's got all of our birth certificates and all that kind of stuff. You have to take that. I got a box full of pictures from the Navy and before and after. Probably snag it, and maybe assuming that I'm assuming that I can never come back, or if I come back, nothing's existing anymore. I would probably take
everything's going to be destroyed.
Okay, so all the pictures that I have in my house and that they're pretty much in a box anyway, so I can just grab that box.
Okay,
and then all the important paperwork that I need.
Box of paperwork.
All the important paperwork that I need.
Okay,
and I can get a Bible somewhere else. I can get new podcasting equipment. Maybe a fishing pole. Well, I have to take the Suburban, so I have to count that. So that's my 3, I guess.
Suburban, a box of papers, and a box of
pictures.
Okay.
That's all the pictures.
Yeah.
PJ?
I hate these scenarios, but anyway, go ahead.
I know. No, I got the
I always
truck.
want to pick something silly just to be contrary, but go ahead.
I'll take the truck because it's got 4-wheel drive. I'll grab the firebox, and I probably grab my old man's Bronze Star.
Sweet.
So yeah,
that's cool.
Assuming the wife and kids are coming with me and they can grab stuff too, but yeah.
No, we can't. No, they don't get to. Remember, the scenario is just you.
No, I'll grab. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a cool one. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
You got it. Well, you went all sentimental.
Yeah.
Seth and Cody say good night. Good night.
Let them come in, honey. Let them come in and say good night.
I haven't met. Yeah, I have. Yeah. Cody. Oh, here comes
okay,
Cody.
So
you ready?
the three things that I would take, I think we all got this in common is the truck. I got the truck. So I'm going to take that. I also have a box full of memorabilia. It has a lot of things that my dad had. His father, S.L. Becker, his Purple Heart when he fought in World War II, my military box. And third,
I'll have to build a box up. Go ahead. Sorry.
Third and last is Abe. I'd bring my bust of Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, God, that's so stupid.
No, it's not.
Wait. Can I?
What is in this bust?
Can I add my hat? Can I add my hat to my three things?
No, because it's already on your head. Let me see that. I missed the bust because is it the pre-beard bust or post-beard bust? It's the pre-beard bust. Nope. Turn it sideways. My son, it is the pre-beard bust. My son, who is
one side of Abraham Lincoln is smiling and one side is frowning. Did you know that? It's a proven fact. You look at the profile.
That is hilarious.
Look at this.
That is hilarious. Which one's on the penny?
That's Abraham.
Hey, so my son, who's a nerd when it comes to useless information, got that from me. He said he read where the he's only like 11 or 12. He read where the 12. He read that Abraham Lincoln. Somebody wrote him a letter and said he'd look really nice in a beard, so he grew a beard up.
Well, they lied to him.
Yeah.
That's why he grew a beard. Anyway, interesting.
I like that. I like the bust, by the way. I thought this was a PG thing. I didn't know that we were allowed to show a bust on the podcast. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
If you know, you know. They're in bed, hun, but watching.
And stop making fun of my bust, bro. That's my pride and joy. I bought that at a garage sale about 17 years ago. And that's been on my desk ever since. That's my Abe bust.
First Republican president. Did you know that? And explain to me why is the license plate for Illinois says Land of Lincoln when we all know he's born in Kentucky.
Wasn't he governor? Wasn't he governor or mayor? Wasn't he mayor? I don't know. My history sucks, dude. Don't ask me. Don't.
I know he split logs.
Let's answer that one.
I know he split logs.
Yeah. And stacked them up, made little houses for kids.
I did hear, though, I don't know if it's true, but I did hear that his wife, Mary, was kind of cray-cray.
They were all cray-cray back then, man.
Craziest thing, his son, Abraham Lincoln's oldest son's name was Todd, right? And Todd married Todd Lincoln, so he got her maiden name as his first name. Anyway, so there has been 4 presidents assassinated. It's the code man.
It's the code man.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
That's not hello.
That's that.
Oh, here we go.
That's the Iceman's daddy.
Wait, what?
What's up, brother?
Daddy.
Wait, that's your dad?
No, that's the Iceman's daddy. The Iceman, Joey.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Say hello.
Hey.
What's up, brother?
Hey. Wait.
Did you take class tonight?
Just so everybody knows, Cody has his own YouTube channel now. He's doing his he's doing little videos and everything.
What's it called again?
It's called just Cody Becker.
I like it.
Cody Becker.
Cody Becker. There's a lot of me, so it might be hard to find me.
A lot of me's.
Yeah, there's a lot of Cody Beckers.
Yeah. I'll look for it.
We'll look for it, man.
Is it Cody Becker 2341?
Let's see.
Okay.
No, that's baseball.
It should be a picture of him
Swinging the bat. No, not him. We'll get you on here. Ooh, there are a lot of Cody Beckers.
I know that's what I said.
With a little flat hat on? 5602?
It's actually at Jason Becker 5602.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Subscribed. Boom! I'm following you now.
Hold on, let me see the thing.
Cody, when are you going to get into the ring, man?
Wait, I used to have 23. Now I have 24.
Yeah, because it's me. I'm
'Cause
number
of
24.
you,
Mr.
John.
Mr. PJ asked when you're going to get in the ring.
Probably in like 50 months.
50 months.
50 months? All right. I'm going to hold you to that.
Wait, who just said, "Coleman, I love you"?
Probably your grandma.
Hey, ba.
All right, say good night.
Okay, good night, y'all.
Good night.
Peace out, dude.
Sweet dreams of Jesus, kiddo.
It's funny how just easily he said y'all like that. That's so easy.
Oh,
Good
he's a
night, y'all.
redneck. He's a redneck at heart, man. He takes after my father. My father was a country boy at heart.
I'm just a country. That's what Ricky Skaggs said. Have you messed at all? Go on and look up the y'all version of the Bible.
What do you mean the y'all version of the Bible?
Yeah. So what it is in the Greek, the word you could mean you as an individual or you as in a group.
What about
And so
you as a sheep?
You no, it didn't use that word. Anyway,
John's like, no. How dare you?
Anywhere the plural version of you is used in scripture, that translation puts the word y'all in there. So
Really?
actually kind of cool. It's kind of awkward because it's like it doesn't fit. It's like to me, it sounds a whole lot like somebody from like San Diego trying to say y'all that it just doesn't fit. Like it's cool though.
No, and there's a place for it. There's a place for it. New York City is not a place for y'all.
That's true.
Wisconsin's probably not a place for y'all.
So I want to know if they're going to create a used guys Bible because that would be really cool to read that.
Use guys.
Used guys.
Used guys definitely works in New York.
I'm sure they can. They probably have all that, and they can just.
Or if they're talking about the young kids, they can say the Utes Bible. Utes. Hey, open up the Utes Bible, okay?
Did you say?
Did you say
what?
Utes?
Sorry, Judge. Youths.
Such a good
cousin Vinny. Great.
Yeah, that's a good reference. I like it.
Did you hear the scenario or the conspiracy behind her winning the Oscar? Is that whoever presented it was so drunk that he couldn't remember the right name, and he just said the last name that he said, and it was hers. And
Really?
I did hear that. Was it? I want to say Warren
Nicholson?
Beatty, but I don't know if that's right.
Oh,
or
it was
Jack
like,
Nicholson.
somebody famous, Nicholson or somebody. They said he was so drunk that he couldn't remember, he couldn't read it, and so he just said the last name he could remember, and it was the wrong one.
Oh, she whatever. She was
great,
fantastic. She was fantastic in that movie.
That was a great part.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a great part.
Yeah.
My clock is ticking. That accent is so funny. So there was a girl in Tech Corps. Can't tell you her name. Don't remember. We were just standing there talking, and of course I come with this like Southern Appalachian accent.
Explain Tech Corps.
Tech Corps. Oh, sorry. For the job that Jay and I had, it was the first school. It was basic electronics.
Yes.
It was 6 months long. 6 months long. I want to say.
6.
Anyway, this girl, and she was from Boston, and like Boston, like accent and 100% Boston. Not one of these people that say they're from Boston and you cannot hear New England at all in their accent, or they're like, I don't count. But this girl was like straight up, and so we were just standing there talking about the school or whatever, and somebody said, "Y'all's kids would be screwed." We're not even dating, and we just laughed. Like that would be funny. Like, what if your dad had like this deep Appalachian accent and your mama was from Boston? That'd be really funny. Like, your kids are screwed. Well, kids are resourceful now. They're resourceful now because kids with their parents are Filipino, and you would never know it. So, I guess
I have to say the Boston people have the most annoying accent.
I like that accent.
Dude. Boston. Shut up.
It's so weird.
Boston's the only place when you lose your car keys, people think you lost your pants. Lost my khakis. What? My khakis. You
You're
lost your
wearing them.
pants? No, I can't drive home. I lost my khakis.
Yeah, right. I told that girl, I said, up there, you guys drop the R's.
Derek, what's up, buddy?
Y'all drop the
Nebraska-
R's and y'all put them in a FedEx box and y'all send them down south and we put them where they don't belong. So it works out. So,
Nebraska's in the house. Derek Smith's on board, guys.
yep. Somebody
Derek?
commented earlier.
Good know you, Derek. What's up, Derek?
Derek, we're talking to PJ Zaccolillo. I said it right, I think.
You did.
Yes.
You did. Thank you. It takes about 4 or 5 tries to get it right.
He said,
About 4 or 5
shut
tries
up,
to get it right.
Boston rules, you friggin' Yankee.
That's right. I am a Yankee.
So
Come on,
technically, all of y'all are Yankees. You know, you're stinking.
Derek and I.
Once,
Derek,
once you get north of the Mason-Dixon line, it's funny. My best friend Chris,
Nope.
he you know, he grew up here with me, and he moved down south and married a girl from North Carolina. So it's yeah. So they definitely have the north south thing going on in their house. Their kids say use all.
Nice.
So the Mason-Dixon line is between Pennsylvania and Maryland, and both of them are Yankee states. So I'm just going to point that out.
Wait, it was?
No, it's not.
The literal, actual Mason-Dixon line separated Maryland and
All
Pennsylvania.
right. All right. You're drinking Drano. I got to look this up. Google.
You're
Google knows
talking.
everything.
You're talking to a Southern man who's proud of being Southern. So,
Jay, you
I'm
can't when somebody's got an accent like that, you can't argue with that. You can't. You can't
I
argue with
know.
that.
I know.
You
This
can't-
one I know for
You
sure.
can't
All
argue
right.
with the accent.
I don't know if you can see it, but
No.
right. You can't see it. He's
No.
right. It's yeah, he's right.
Imagine that. I get one every now and then. I'll take it.
Why? It's like it goes straight over Pennsylvania and straight down. Okay, why didn't you guys just pick up Delaware? Because you could have Delaware.
But is
I
Maryland?
need Delaware for up north. I mean,
If you-
Delaware did nothing.
If
It
you
still does nothing. What's Delaware? Oh, okay. Anyway,
well, you didn't get to hear the conversation about the why I'm a Niners
Derek's,
fan.
Derek's throwing haymakers,
Yeah.
bro. Derek said, "I don't know what's worse, being a Yankee fan or a Niner fan." Oh,
Wow.
I wonder who he roots for.
he's a Raiders fan, bro.
What? And he's from Boston?
Oh.
No, he's from Nebraska.
Oh, that guy.
He's got
He's confused. People in
Dude,
Nebraska
he is
confused.
way
They don't have
twisted.
anybody to root for. They don't have
Actually,
anybody to
probably
root for.
depending on what part of Nebraska he's in, Raiders might be the closest one.
But one thing
No,
we all
Denver.
can agree
Denver,
on.
he's got to go through Denver. Yeah.
One thing we all can agree on is there's nothing better than a grilled medium rare ribeye.
Oh. You ain't lying.
No,
No,
So
you ain't.
have you tried? Have you tried?
if you come
The
up with that Japanese steak
frozen-
rikimaki thingy, no,
I have not tried that yet, but I
it's
will
like
try one.
$100 like an ounce.
It's just all fat. I mean, which is whatever. Anyway, have you heard about taking a frozen steak and putting it in an air fryer for 9 minutes and flipping it and doing another 9 minutes? Have you heard about that yet?
No, stop. Don't.
That's got to be you.
Don't do
That's
that.
punishable. That's punishable by death in some countries.
I
That's-
like so living
no.
down here.
No,
Living down here, who said yep for what? I wonder. Stephanie.
ribeye, Stephanie. Yes,
Um,
absolutely. Ribeye.
I will probably agree that the ribeye is the best cut for steak.
It's
I would
got the
say
perfect mix. It's
It
got the
is.
perfect mix of meat and fat.
Right.
It really does. I mean, if you want a lean cut, yeah, I like fat. You gotta have fat.
You gotta
But-
have the fat. You gotta cook it just to the right temperature. You can't overcook it. It's 125 to 130 at the most, and that's where you want to be. And if you can get that ribeye with the bone in, you're gonna go to your butcher, get the cowboy cut. That's what you want. That's
That
what
had
you want.
nothing to do with the 49ers. That's the way the NFL rules go, the blackouts, just so you know. Baseball's the same way. Anyway, the thing about it is,
PJ, can you see all this? Can you see the?
I
chat-
can see what's
text
on
and everything like
Restream,
that?
and I can see what's on the face tubes. I can't see what's on. So last one I saw. So I see Stephanie saying cowboy steak.
Right. Okay. Yep. Okay.
So have you tried the tomahawk steak yet?
Hey,
Medium.
medium well. No,
Derek
who?
says-
Medium
Derek
well.
says-
Derek, you.
Everything that man has said
Derek
so
needs to
far
stop drinking
is
and go to.
shot.
That's what he needs to do.
So let me tell you this: as a kid, we got some people behind us. As a kid, I liked medium well, and then I got to where, as I got to a certain age, I found myself rolling more on the medium side, and then I got to even more older. I'm like, I like medium rare better. So,
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we have some company. My son Luke and his best friend Jack. Luke is a baseball player. Jack is
Hey,
a hockey
somebody,
player.
hockey player.
That's
What's
Jack. He's a hockey player. That's Luke. He's a baseball player.
Somebody said Jack and Luke earlier on the chat.
Yeah, they were probably visiting my mother.
It said something about them being weird or stupid. I'm trying to find
There's Luke's ugly mug.
it. My Luke.
So Jamie's yelling at you, John.
Jamie, who?
My sister. Frozen steak in the air fryer.
I said, have you heard about it? I have not tried it, and I'm not suggesting you
She
do.
said now she can't look at her air fryer the same. She's gonna be mean mugging it.
My
If
wife
you're
just sent me a meme.
If you're gonna do a steak out of your freezer and it's frozen, invest in a sous vide. Invest in an immersion cooker. That's what you get. That's really what you want to do. If you're going to get some steaks and you're going to vacuum seal them, put them in your freezer. Before you vacuum seal them, season them. Whether it's GPS or onion or garlic or whatever, vacuum seal them.
What's GPS?
Garlic, pepper, salt.
Luke said hello, Jake.
And then throw them in the freezer. And then put them in a sous vide for 12 hours at 125 degrees. You sear them when you get them out, and you're all
12 hours.
Yeah.
Holy
12
cow.
hours, 8 hours. Yeah.
See, I could probably go without eating steak. It's not, I'm not anti-steak or anything. I can give me a brisket.
Go without it
Give
for the rest
me,
of my life.
give me a brisket. Give me ribs. Give me a good duck or a rabbit. I'll eat rabbit. I love rabbit. Rabbit's my favorite. I'll take lamb too. I love lamb. I'll eat lamb on it.
Lamb is
I
fantastic.
will eat a steak. But if I'm at a restaurant and I'm looking at the menu, I don't flip straight to the steaks. I don't.
Oh, I do. No, I do.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. It depends on the restaurant. It depends on what I'm in the mood for. But I'm a bit of a steak snob. You know, when I lived in Texas,
I could tell by the way you're like, oh, okay, listen.
BJ's getting mad now.
living in Texas.
No pork chops. No more pork chops.
No, I love pork chop.
No. I grew up as a poor kid in the South. If I never see another pork chop rest of my life, I'll be happy.
No, I'm fortunate enough up here. I got a couple of good butchers up here that I can go to. I can get some dry aged stuff. I can get, custom cut stuff. Jay, you'll know Mazzy's over in Liverpool. You'll know.
Oh yeah,
Lisa Steigerwald's over on Grant Boulevard on the north side of Syracuse. But
yep.
When it comes to steaks, if I don't know that it's not going to be A1 primo out at a restaurant, typically I'm not going to order. I won't order one. If they got dry age, if they got dry age, I'll go with the dry age. But I'd rather spend $50. I'd rather go to the butcher, get a pound and a half ribeye, spend $50 on it, and cook it at home and take my time with it. Than spend $250 on a mediocre steak at a big steakhouse or something like that.
So
absolutely, 100% agree, PJ. 100%.
I'm extraordinarily curious. I've heard this before and I've never had one. Dry aged Like what I mean, obviously we can't do that down here in the South because it'll mildew and it'll mold and be nasty. So you have to go back to the culture of why Had Not says order steaks rare because nearly every restaurant overcooks them. Good idea. That's a really smart.
It is.
But anyway, so what do you mean by dry?
June. Rabbit soup. What's up, June? June's an old buddy of mine. Martin.
Rabbit soup's good.
So dry age. So you could do dry age in your fridge. They have bags that you can pack your steaks in. It's a vacuum seal. What the dry age does is it allows the bacteria to kind of break down like the grizzle and the cartilage and allows it to kind of soak into the meat muscle itself, and it flavors it. Okay. And then after 21 days, 30 days, 45 days, you take it out, you trim off the excess. So you may start off with a big fat 2-pound ribeye. You may end up with a 1-pound ribeye when all's done and said, but it just kind of breaks down all that cartilage and it incorporates into the meat muscle itself. And then when you cook it up, it gives you a much meatier flavor. It's kind of similar to, so why Jay likes the ribeyes better, why I like the ribeye better. When you cook it, all the fat and the cartilage kind of cooks into the meat and it gives you that flavor. Like a filet mignon, yeah, it's got no fat, it's got no tissue, it's got no cartilage, it's got none of that connective stuff that you have to fight around with. But a ribeye is actually going to have a much better meaty flavor to it. And when you dry age it, it brings it out that much more. So
how long is the dry aging process?
You can do it anywhere. You can do it. So 21 days, probably minimum 21 days. Probably the most you're going to want to do is 45. I've seen 60 day, but I don't like it because I think it just shrinks it up way too much.
Gotcha.
I think 30 to 45 is probably that sweet spot, depending on the cut. If it's a strip steak, I probably do 21. If it's a Delmonico, 30 to 45. If it's a ribeye, yeah, I would do 45 on a ribeye. And if you can get a bone-in ribeye, a cowboy cut, or a tomahawk, you get yourself a 45 day dry aged tomahawk. It will be the best steak if you cook it right. It'll be best.
Let's say you are planning tomorrow to pull out a 45-day tomahawk steak that you dry aged.
Yep.
How are you preparing that? Like,
you got to charcoal it, right?
So
smoking.
So here
you're not going to use an air fryer. Anyway.
So herein begins the debate about charcoal versus. So for me, charcoal it takes too much time. It's too laborious. If I'm going to do a tomahawk,
that's a pharmacist word right there. Sorry.
Laborious. if I'm going to do a big steak like that, I'm going to get the Blackstone. I'm going to get the flat top, heat it up as hot as I can get it, and let it heat up for about 20, 30 minutes, get it smoking hot, and then I'm going to sear it. I'm going to take that steak, I'm going to sear it for about 45 to 60 seconds on each side, not forgetting the ends. And then I'm going to throw it in the grill, get the heat temp up on the grill to about 350, 400 degrees, close the top, and leave it in there for 10, 15 minutes, depending on the steak itself. I'm going to temp it. Yeah, once the temp on the steak inside the grill hits 120, I'm going to bring it back out. I'm going to throw it back on the flat top and reverse sear it to the point where it's like 125 to 130 degrees. And that's really kind of the sweet spot for like a nice big thick ribeye. You got to hit it right in the middle, just off the bone. 125 to 130 after you do the reverse sear on it. I do like, and I mentioned the sous vide, I do like to do the sous vide. If I'll do the sous vide, I'll put in there to 120 degrees and then I'll sear it afterwards. But if I'm doing a nice big fat cowboy cut or tomahawk, I'm searing it first, throwing it in the grill at 3 to 350.
Yeah, when you're saying nice thick, you're talking minimum inch, right? Inch and a half.
Inch and a half. Yeah. So you're talking inch.
Yeah.
You're talking. So an inch and a half ribeye at about is probably about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds with but you want the bone. You want the bone. You want the cowboy cut. The cowboy cut and the tomahawk is the same thing. Cowboy cut is they just cut the bone off and you're not paying for the bone.
Right.
At $30 a pound, you don't want to pay $30 for
something you
Right.
can't eat.
18 inches.
That's why ribs has never been a huge thing for me, because you're paying for bone and you're not eating it. So that's why I'm kind of.
Yeah.
But I mean, good ribs hard to.
Well, you can always use the bone for bone broth.
True.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
once you cook it, it's a little like, I don't know. Once you smoke, so everything down here is smoked. You remember that from your time in Texas.
Yes, sir.
I will take. To me, you can cook stuff and not smoke it. I don't know. It's like when I say, "Hey, you guys can grill this. You don't have to put it on a smoker." Why would you do that? Like that's the.
Well, you can drive a car with your feet, but it doesn't mean it's a great idea.
But I mean, it tastes great. But like the sausage, boudin, the Cajun cuisine, when it meets where I'm at, I can kind of mix with the Texas stuff, and it's pretty nice, and I enjoy that. Like I said, I've never been much for steaks. I'll eat one, but to me, I've had some good stuff. I love fish. I'll eat, like I said, I'll eat a steak, but if there's a good salmon on the menu and I know I can eat it, and I'll eat that thing.
See,
I
I've
hate
never
heavy.
I've never been a fish fan. I'm not a salmon.
I've been burnt with
fan.
fish a lot.
I've never been a fish guy. I would like to. I would like to like fish. I'd like to like salmon. I would like
Yeah. Well, you're
but-
up there. You guys. I got to come up here and catch a bunch of fish for y'all to eat. Then that's what I got to do.
Not
Just
from
you come up in October. Jay will take you fishing. He'll catch you the salmon. I'll smoke the salmon. I'll cook it. I'll cook it all day long.
Hey, the best way to do salmon is with a piece of cedar wood on a grill.
Yep.
That is the best way. So
Yep.
we should have started talking about meat from the get-go. I even said that when he gave me the list of stuff. I'm like, let's talk about meat and then we forgot all about it. So
Well, this is definitely going to be a two-parter, because there's I really wanted to know, because I said this earlier, Austria. I want to talk about
fish eat
Austria.
worms.
Yeah.
I don't understand
How
what
the
I mean,
food was
fish eat
there.
worms.
I bet it's totally different from American food. I hear stories all the time. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we need to do a part two.
Schnitzel.
A schnitzel? Is schnitzel real?
Schnitzel was great. The schnitzel was great.
If I've had schnitzel, I don't know it. I've had a wiener schnitzel at San Diego. but had the A-frame
if you're
ribs.
I'm sure you have, sir. I'm sure you've had a wiener schnitzel or two in your day.
I'm talking about the hot dog.
Below the level 4 aft deck, I'm sure there was a wiener schnitzel.
Listen, I
or two.
don't allow
introduced.
non-military people to give me a hard time about being in the Navy. That's not happening. So, anyway, a Wiener Schnitzels is a restaurant in San Diego. Apparently, you didn't know that.
I
It's
did.
hot.
Sorry.
It's a hot.
They're
it's a hot-
everywhere. And they're nasty hot dogs, but it's got an A-frame building, and it's always like the best one though. I was never had one before, and we was in San Diego. We just got there, and Christina was on duty, and I went out with some guys, and they're all wanting Wiener Schnitzel, and like, let's go, and it was so good. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. Never had a good one again. I don't know why I caught it on a good day or what, but it was never good after that. So but that first day was amazing. Like the first time I had fish tacos in San Diego. That was so good. We do that every now and then here. I was just joking, by the way, PJ. I wasn't.
It's all right.
I wasn't being
all good.
serious. I was just like messing with people, and sometimes I realize I catch myself like, wait a minute, was that too rough? Did I do it too?
No.
Sorry.
No.
Anyway,
No.
but
No,
what do
no.
you mean fish eat worms? I don't understand that.
We expect nothing else from a 49ers fan.
Hoffman worms?
No, we were talking about fish, how you like to eat fish, and
Yeah,
she's
but
saying
fish
fish
eat
eat
worms.
worms. You are what you eat, so you're eating a worm. Actually, really high protein. I hear.
Why wouldn't you eat fish? It's really good for you.
Omega-3s.
And well, so one thing that I've started doing is when fishing, you got to catch it out of a river, because they have to travel harder and have to work harder, and they're more lean. And so let's go back to that real quick. Grass fed. I had a grass fed steak, and I didn't like it. And because it was too lean, it wasn't fatty enough for me. And then the guy said, well, it's because if they all they eat is grass, there's no fat. There's less fat in their body. They have to have that corn that, that's why when they drop them cattle off in Kansas or Oklahoma or whatever they do before they slaughter them, they feed them for like 20 or 30 days of just corn, and they just fatten them up and then they kill them. And so if you eat just strictly grass fed, it's, probably better, but it don't taste good. And we all know that the flavor is in the fat.
Well, the flavor's in the fat, but it's also, how if you get if they cut it right, if the butcher cuts it right, and they leave that fat cap on there, with the kids are going to bed. Okay, I'll yes. Sorry. Yeah, I was told the kids are going to bed, and I'm apparently
should have talked about meat earlier. Apparently,
yeah.
This has got to be a part 2, or we got to do it earlier and probably on a Friday. So
no, that's all right. But no, the thing with the grass fed versus like big cattle ranches, it's how do I say it? I want to say it's a cleaner taste. It's a tender. Yeah. It's a more tender cut. And if you get the right butcher and they know how to cut the fat and trim the fat cap off of the rib on the bone side, you're still going to get that. But it's a more flavorful meat taste, if that makes sense. And it's better for you because a lot of, with the big cattle ranches, there's a lot more with growth hormones and antibiotics and that kind of thing that goes into it. So, the grass fed stuff, and I'm not, a pom-pom waiver for organic farms, but I'm definitely a pom-pom waiver for regenerative farms. But if you look up like White Oak or Snake River farms that are like regenerative ranches, and you try their steaks versus, what you're picking up at Publix or something like that, it's definitely, but yeah, we've, and Jay Steigerwald's has, there's a ranch down in Binghamton called Rosecrans, and they have some of their grass-fed stuff. And
I've heard of it.
Yeah, yep. And if you try one of their, even if it's a strip steak, you try a strip steak from one of their Iowa farms, which their beef is fantastic, and then you try one of their grass-fed ones, you'll know the difference. I mean, for me, it's worth the price of admission. Right. But it's, but I told you I'm a little bit of a steak stop. So,
that's fine. The way I look at it is you earn the money, you buy what you want to buy, get what you want to get, and don't settle for crap, because why would I, and I find myself at mid 40s, not going out into eating places because it ain't worth it. It ain't worth the money. I would rather, my wife is one of the best cooks I've ever met. She can cook anything, and it's awesome. And even if she says, "Hey, you want hamburgers?" Yeah, because it's good. She puts the stuff in it, makes it even better. And so if I'm going out to eat and I'm going to spend money on extra money for a meal to be extra, I want it to be good. I don't want to waste my money on these things. So. So down here, a chain restaurant, steakhouse, we have, I'm sure you guys don't have it. We have Longhorn, and then we have like Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. Texas Roadhouse is a massive, like, I don't know, it's a chain. So it's very gimmicky, Steaks pretty good though. The steaks are, I'm pretty amazed with them for me. So.
And we have Longhorn and Roadhouse up here. Actually, there's a Roadhouse right up on 31, Jay, over by Great Northern Mall. They actually, for a chain, really not bad.
and their
Yeah.
and
Not
their
bad at all,
rolls
yeah.
are amazing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You want to know something? Actually, my buddy Derek just chimed in. Derek is a good griller. He really is, and I would love it when he comes up to visit for you and PJ to have your own grills and have like a cook-off, a grill-off.
Absolutely.
Let's have this, and I will be the taste tester.
I will be.
I
there.
will do whatever I need to do to make this happen.
I can. Hey, I flew a couple weeks ago for the first time in a while. I'm like, hey, I can do this. I got to figure out how to get to Syracuse. So
Guy can play baseball at 47 years old.
John,
might
you,
look
John,
really bad.
I tell you what, you come up, you make your way up to Syracuse, and I'll make you a promise, man. I'll make you steak, and I'll make you chicken wings.
Ooh. Ooh.
are you got good chicken wings?
I got good chicken wings.
Okay.
I'll make
We
you
got- we
steak, and I'll make
we
you
got the
chicken wings.
best. We got the best chicken wings up here in New York.
Yeah,
We do.
dude, I love. If there's one thing I love
Isn't
more
there
than
a town nearby that's famous for that though? Like, do you think they would argue?
Oh, Buffalo.
Buffalo,
wings.
F
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Invented it.
Buffalo is just sauce, right? That's all it is.
No.
It's all it is,
So
man.
I remember as a kid in like the 80s, 90s, my granny would not eat chicken wings and they could not give them away. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, mid 90s, they go boom, blow up. And now they're as expensive as chicken thighs, which is the best cut of to me, that's probably the best cut you can buy in a grocery
Well,
store.
of course, it's more flavor.
Anything.
Dark meat's more flavor.
I don't think there's anything in our local average grocery store that's better than chicken thighs. But anyway, in my opinion, because like you said, you don't get good steaks at Publix and stuff. We get that at, so I'm taking that into consideration. Anyway, so I was just kind of interested in how all of a sudden now we're eating chicken wings and now we're eating brisket because used to they threw the brisket away. They didn't even eat it.
Yep.
And now they're like, somebody was hungry and they smoked it and like, oh, well, we've been wasting all this time. Like, I'm telling you, a good brisket,
Yep.
that's
All right.
good.
Dude, so it's my guilty pleasure is chicken wings, dude. And until you've had a dozen of my raspberry Reaper wings, or you've had a dozen of my peanut butter and jelly wings, or the strawberry ghost, yeah,
I would
try-
like to try some of those Reaper wings, sir.
I'm
Yes,
good.
sir.
Thank you.
yeah.
Hey, there was a guy in the barracks when I was going to Tech Corps, the school I talked about earlier, who was part of the team who created the Carolina Reaper. So
Really?
I'm trying to get a hold of him, find him,
That's
and have him come on here because he's a Navy guy too. So that'd be really cool. Well, it's getting late. It's 9:20 for you guys.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Everyone
Yeah.
that's followed us. We do have new hats. I'm wearing one right now.
Mm.
And then we
I'm
also
wearing
have
a new
a
hat, too.
blue one with a blue trim. Yeah. Listen, anybody
Hey,
that
And
emails us,
if you wear an 04 level hat, when you take it off, you will have hair.
I love it, BJ. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Well, wait till he takes his hat off.
I had a little something. Listen,
Chipotle.
guys. Yeah, I know you're gonna sign off, but I very much appreciate this, man.
Oh yeah, man.
I've been talking with Jay kind of off and on here last few weeks about you guys kind of inspired me to kind of look down the road of creating a podcast. My best friend
Oh,
lives
no.
in North Carolina, and
Hey, what part? What part? You said Carolinas earlier. What part?
he's in Fayetteville.
Oh.
So he's about 20 minutes outside
Yeah,
of
the
Winston-Salem
wrong side.
proper.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's the wrong
but,
side of the state. Anyway.
Yeah. But no, this has been very cool.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
know,
I've enjoyed it. We'll get you back on here and again one day when we decide that we're going to spend the whole time talking about meat.
We will. That's why I said it's got to be a second part.
And by then, I will try the frozen steak in the air fryer to let you guys know if it works.
definitely do. Yeah,
And-
definitely
and-
no.
When that happens, PJ, you'll be my new partner in crime on this podcast.
That sounds fair.
I'll try anything once, dude. Have you ever had balut, PJ?
No, my brother
Do you
has.
know what
but
it
no.
is?
you're talking about don't, no.
I will try anything.
No,
once, food wise.
no.
It was really good.
No. Jay, do you know what balut is? Do you know what balut is, Jay?
If I can't
Yeah.
spell it, I ain't eating it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
Look it up. It's
No.
just look up Filipino
How
duck
about
egg.
no?
Filipino duck egg. Just look that
Oh
up.
God, no. Ooh. Whew. Okay.
Hey, hang out, don't go away, everybody. It was a pleasure. We will try to do this again as much as we can. We got a lot going on. It is springtime. Springtime means softball, baseball, track, and everything else is going on. And then I'm storm season right now. Someone who does power lines, storm season is upon us. So scheduling things works, and so sometimes we got to cancel. So giving you guys a heads up is not always easy. Yes, I have had mountain oysters before. Once I had to try it because I had to try it. Sheep balls. You ever see what was that movie? Funny Farm.
Funny Farm.
Sheep
These
fries.
are delicious. He's like,
I believe that record is going to fall tonight.
Anyway, so
I love they get the dog and the thing just takes off.
yeah, right. And now here's Major Nolan. Hey, remember we still have some of these stickers. We need the first 10 people to email us your address at 04levelaft at gmail. 04levelaft. Remember 04 for you non-Navy people. 04levelaft at gmail. Send us and we will send you the first 10 people. Get one. We only had like 4 people last time, so let us know. We'll send you one. I gotta send you some, Jay. BJ, it was a pleasure. And
You also.
we good? We good? We can get
Yes,
on?
sir. PJ,
All right.
talk to you soon. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Fair winds and following seas.